I was dating this girl and I told her something that genuinely scared me. It felt like there was a hole in my heart. I couldn't explain it, but it just felt like there was something missing in my life. The weird thing is, my life wasn't horrible. Like, I quit doom scrolling, I started working out, I started eating clean. So I was kind of pissed. I was like, why do I still feel this way? So I remember telling this girl that I'm going to try playing video games again. Maybe like part of me thought I would miss the excitement or the dopamine, like it would make me feel whole again, you know? And I remember she was telling me like, no, don't do it, don't do it. And I did it anyway. Within a month, I quit it again. The feeling of emptiness never left. Like gaming did not solve it. It just like kept me from thinking deeply about my life. A lot of times when we feel anxious, bored, or uncomfortable, we'll reach for like any distraction, whether it be scrolling, music, video games, TV. Like, we are so uncomfortable with sitting alone with our thoughts. So one day I was at my grandma's and I was sitting in complete silence, staring at a wall. No phone, no distractions, nothing. And something clicked in my brain. I remember when I was a kid, I tried being a Twitch streamer. I tried posting like memes on TikTok. Like, I always tried to post content. And there it just randomly clicked, like, why not start posting content again, but instead to actually help people. And I know this is gonna sound dramatic, but that one moment was probably one of the most life-changing moments ever. Because one of the first times in my life I felt like I had a sense of direction. But the weird thing is, nothing external changed. Like, I was still the same person with the same problems, living the same life. But mentally, something finally clicked because I gave my brain enough silence to actually like communicate with me, you know? It basically told me like, Carson, this is why you feel empty. This is the direction you need to take. Like, you need to find meaning in your life, so start this. When I think back on that day, I really take away one big lesson. Our brain thrives within silence. Like, if we keep overstimulating our brain 24/7, we can never actually ask these deep questions and like figure this shit out, you know? For example, I remember one day I sat down, no distractions, and I just really thought about this important question. What is holding back my mental health? And I remember thinking so deeply on it, and if you know my story, my worst addiction was pornography. And I realized, I was like, holy shit, my whole day can go perfect, right? I could wake up, meditate, go to the gym, eat clean, you know, do all my habits, and if I relapse once, I will literally like hate myself for like a whole week. Like, when I finally sat in silence and thought deeply about it, I just realized that it created so much negativity in my life. Deep down, I knew this was hurting me a lot. I just never really wanted to confront it, you know? And a lot of these distractions people use isn't just like, you know, the standard scrolling or TV shows. Bro, it can be things like partying, drugs, alcohol, hooking up, all that stuff. Deep down, your brain subconsciously knows what is wrong with your life, but obviously so many people are distracting themselves constantly, they cannot hear it. So that's why I say staring at a wall cured my depression. As dumb as it sounds, it didn't like cure all negative emotions in my life, right? Like, I still get anxiety, insecurity, like I still feel some of these emotions, right? But the difference is I could actually sit down and think really deeply on like what is the root cause behind it. Like, let me give you an example. I am a short king, right? So you could imagine all the modern media. It's like some girl saying, if you're not 6'5", I'm not gonna date you. Get what I mean, right? So let's take two short guys, right? They both watch a video like that, and one of them just goes throughout his day. He doesn't eat, he just lives with this subconsciously in his mind, right? The other guy, he randomly goes throughout his day and he feels a little insecure about his height, and then he just sits there and he thinks about it. He literally like lays in bed, stares at the ceiling, or he goes out in nature, no phone, no distractions. He's just sitting there thinking like, why am I feeling this way? And he eventually realizes like, okay, these videos that I am watching are like harming my mental health so much. And so he realizes like, I'm gonna just start clicking not interested on it. And you realize just from sitting there and thinking, he improved his mental health so much. But you realize if he did what the first guy did and he just kept distracting himself, he would have never overcome this insecurity. It's no shocker. It's not like, oh my god, breaking news. Like, we all know that People are distracting themselves so much, but our brains thrive in silence. When you're in silence and you're in boredom, you can start to think about these really deep questions like, should I still be friends with these people? What is holding back my mental health? What is my dream purpose? You slowly start to realize that your brain actually had all the answers this whole time. That's why I've literally started this as like a habit for me, just like meditating and working out, dedicating time to be like without my distractions, without the phone or the TV show, either walking outside and just thinking, or just like sitting inside, staring at a wall, staring at the ceiling, and just asking myself these questions. I slowly start to process my life, form ideas, and understand myself more. And most people are missing that. You don't have to like delete social media or never watch a TV show again to listen to this advice. You just need a few dedicated times throughout your week where you just sit there and think deeply. Like, a lot of people know what is hurting them or holding them back. They know about that one habit that they say it isn't bad. It's truly like tearing apart their mental health, right? They know the true life that they really want deep down, but they are just too distracted to realize it. So if you want to take action on this and start this as a habit, here's what I want you to do. Treat it kind of like meditating. Try and think of some question, whatever your situation is that you want to think deeply on, and sit in silence, walk in nature, sit in your room, whatever, right? Treat it like meditating. You're going to think on the question, but then your brain is going to start thinking of some bullshit, and so you return your focus back to the question, like meditating. And if you don't know what kind of question to ask yourself, a good one that I tell people is to ask, what is holding back my mental health? That is an amazing one, right? You don't have to do this every day, right? Just like 15 minutes, 30 minutes, a few times a week, and that is just, you will get so many results, bro. I did this on accident. Remember the story at my grandma's house? I literally did this shit on accident. I never knew it would change my life so much. Your brain already knows what direction you need to go in, what habits are holding you back. So take action, bro. You got this. See ya.